right, welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here, and I am flying solo today. Gabe and his family are taking care of some stuff for their son Trey, and so I am holding down the fort today, doing my best job. And because I'm by myself, I'm going to call this my 3 wickets. That's right, my 3 wickets, since it's just me today. This is talking about the match that I watched earlier this morning, over 12 hours ago, and that's right, we're talking about CSK against the Delhi Capitals. Now, the match before that, RCB got destroyed. My winning streak against Gabe, where we always choose opposing sides and see whose side wins. My winning streak of 3 in a row was kaput yesterday. Kaput in a big way. But today, I am back on the block. Is that the right phrase? I don't know. But I'm back on the winning side of things. That's right. 4 out of 5. Eat that, Gabe. 4 out of 5. The Delhi Capitals improved to 2-0. They improved to 2-0. They're the only 2-0 team in the IPL right now. And they beat CSK. And I put in the description box for our live stream this morning for just the first 15 overs, I said, imagine if CSK goes to 1-2. Oh, that'd be glorious because I'm going against Gabe, and Gabe's got them going all the way. That's exactly what happened. Today's match was not as big of a debacle as RCB's, but I really do think it's a bad loss. It's a bad loss. They got beat pretty bad, even though at the end of the day, the run differential was 44. That's still bad. That's huge. CSK is a team that has been in the playoffs, I think, every year in its existence. I was a crazy person that said that they're not going to make it to the playoffs this year. Today, I know it's an early season, but today that prediction looks like it's going to hold true if they're on this course. They are down a bunch of, I know if Gabe's in here, he'd mention it again. They are down a bunch of guys. No Tahir, right? They got no Bravo, okay? They got no Rayudu. Obviously, they got no Raina. So they are down a bunch of guys. They're down a whole lot of guys. So they're playing hobbled. They're playing hurt. But they played so well. They beat Mumbai in the first match. They almost chased at 216. They got a 200 in the second match. And I got nervous when Delhi Capitals, they started off pretty well in the first 8 or 9 overs, and then they kind of slowed down. The death overs were decent for them, but not as great as I wanted them to be. I wanted as big of a score as possible against CSK. Delhi Capitals got to 175 on 3 in their inning. Chennai Super Kings only got 131, and they got 7 wickets. The wickets were coming right when someone was starting to get hot, with the exception of Faf. Once again, Faf, this guy's out of control. All right, so let me get into my 3 wickets. Let me start off with what I disliked. I like to start with the dislike. What did I dislike on the Chennai Super Kings side? You know, there's quite a few things to dislike. There really is. All right? Once again, I read the clippings, the information on MS Dhoni and his explanation. And, I haven't played cricket, international or competitive cricket, for a long time. I'm going to number 7 because these guys are a little more fresh than I am. He might have to rethink that, okay? He got out for 15 today on 12 balls. He had 2 fours. He was starting to get like a little bit of stuff going, just a little bit, but then he was caught by Pant. I believe he needs to put himself higher in the order. 5? Can you give us a 5? Not us, but like cricket fans, but for your CSK fans, they want more than that. Okay? But what I disliked from the CSK side was the fact that, in my opinion, the bowlers that I thought, a lot of the bowlers that I thought were going to perform well, they didn't. And a lot of performers I thought were, or the bowlers I thought were going to perform poorly, didn't. It was a flip-flop. And so it's great for Chawla, and, it's great for Hazelwood. I didn't know Hazelwood. I did not know him beforehand. This guy bowled really, really well. 4 overs, 28 runs. Chawla was giving up runs like it was nobody's business in the first 2 overs, and then he really calmed things down. Overall, 4 overs, 33 runs, and he got 2 big wickets. 2 of the 3. Chawla, you got him on your fantasy squad. Good on you. But Shahar's on my fantasy squad today. I picked him up intentionally because this guy's been a beast. And his economy rate's under 10. His economy rate is under 10, but he gave up 38 runs. Him and, oh my gosh, Jadeja, he had the worst outing of the bowlers for CSK. 11 economy rate. 4 overs, 44 runs. If it wasn't for a 6 over where he kind of limited the bleeding, He was close to that 50 territory that we always joke around about and talk about. You don't want to go to the 50 territory. You don't want to hit that line. Jadeja was not. And after the first 2 overs, I noticed MS Dhoni's reeling him in. Hey, man, it's okay. Stop doing this and start doing that. You're going to be fine. And he kept throwing him out there, and this guy just kept giving runs. And it was a situation where you had like Hazelwood and Curran were used early. And early on in that inning, Delhi Capitals were not scoring the kind of rate I wanted them to. Their run rate was really low. But then Chawla's first 2 overs. And you had Jadeja's and Shahar's overs. I think Shahar's first over was decent. I think he gave up 7. But the rest of the overs were just horrible. And that's how Delhi Capitals just kept going on the batting side. They just kept going because of those bowlers that did not perform where they needed to. Imagine if Shahar and Jadeja bowled where they needed to. This would have been one of those matches where you're talking about like chasing a 130 or 135. What did I dislike on the Delhi Capitals side? What I dislike on the Delhi Capitals side, and this is going to be, kind of weird because they did really, really well. They bowled well, 137, come on. And they batted well, 175 for only 3 wickets. But my main complaint was you got Stoinis, right? You got Stoinis who was he was all class. All class in the first match. He was 5 on 3 balls with 1-4 and not out in this match. You couldn't get to him earlier on because Shaw and Dewan, they were doing a great opening partnership. I think they were both there for the first 10 overs. But the strike rate, especially Dewan and 129, it wasn't where you wanted it to be. It wasn't one of those opening partnerships. Yes, it was amazing. I think they had an opening partnership of at least 50 or not more. But it was kind of like a lukewarm amazing. Like, can we score some more runs? We're letting these bowlers outclass us right now, and it didn't allow us to get to Pant or Captain Iyer or Stoinis until the very, very end, until the death overs. And at that point, Pant, he did the best he could, 37 off 25. Iyer, 26 off 22. But I just feel like that opening partnership kind of was lackluster, even though on the score sheet, wow, 64, 35. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from Shaw. I'm not going to take anything. I thought his stumps was ridiculous. I really did. But he got 64, so I'm not going to, complain on him too much. And the bowling side, with the exception of Khan, right? Bowling side was fantastic. So let me go ahead and jump into what I liked. What I liked right there. The bowling side for DC was phenomenal. I watched the replay of this match, the entire thing after work. These guys were unhittable for the most part. We're talking about economy rate, 6.5, 4.5, 5.2, 5.8. You got Khan there with his 10. But you're talking about the other 4 guys averaging an economy rate of just over 5. Are you kidding me? And they all went 4 overs. These bowlers, they just stifled CSK. And they got all the wickets when they needed to. Rabada, this guy's amazing. He's like a robot. He got 3 wickets. Patel got 1. I'm going to butcher this one. But Nortje got 2. Nortje got 3 wides. I'm not sure what he was doing there. But the bowling attack was phenomenal for DC. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm going to give a little props up to Shaw because he did do his thing with 64. He did. His strike rate was really, really good. On the CSK side, what did I like? It's been the same answer for 3 matches in a row. Go ahead and say what I'm going to say. That's right, Faf. This guy is phenomenal. This guy hustles when he's going near the boundaries. And this guy can cover a whole lot of ground. But he was the only bright side for the batting attack. The only bright side for the batting attack for CSK. Look at this. VJ got 10. Watson, 3rd match in a row. He's gotten a 6, at least 1, and he's gotten out somewhat really early. I think his highest score so far is 30. This guy can rake. This guy's been in the league for a while. He got you guys, not us. He got CSK fans 14 again. You got Gaikwad with 5. You got Jadav with 26. Decent. MS Dhoni with 15. Jadeja with 12. He couldn't redeem himself. Sam Curran for 1. He wasn't out because they ran out of overs. But Faf, 43 on 35 for boundaries. And I'm telling you, he got lucky too because there was a few close wickets. There was a few drops. There was a few near catches where he kept getting life and kept getting life. He was the only thing that was giving CSK fans a chance, giving them some hope, giving them a glimmer of hope. He got 43. And, this guy, 3 matches in a row, this guy is all class. Now, I hear he's the captain of South Africa, so, you want the captain of South Africa to be all class. This guy is. He's got a smile on his face. He's got a great attitude. He puts on his helmet. He gets to work every single day, and he grinds. This guy is phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of him, even though he killed Mumbai with his amazing performance. So that's what I liked. What did I learn? What I learned is that this IPL is so hard to predict. It is so hard to predict because these teams, in my opinion, are very balanced. They can put beatdowns on each other, but they're very, very balanced. I still have not, and I'm not going to put RCB there, I have not found one team that is just, they're garbage, they're trash. Every team. And I don't even know if I still have the Delhi Capitals as the top 4, in my opinion, when it comes to the end of the season. And they're 2-0. This league is so deep. This league is so tough. But I'm telling you, what I learned from the CSK side, if I'm a CSK fan, I'd be worried. I would be worried. This might be that year that you don't get to the playoffs like I predicted as a novice going in to the IPL. They got 200 in the last match and they couldn't chase. They got 200 and they couldn't win. They gave up 175 with only getting 3 wickets on the bowling side and only got a 137. They're missing some guys. They definitely are. They're missing some guys, but these squads are deep. They got some other guys that they're not putting in there. Can't blame the Giddy today, right? I'd be worried if I was CSK fans. And if you're a CSK fan, you got to tell me you might be a little worried, right? You might be a little worried. I would be. I'm not going to call them trash. I'm not going to say they're an easy win. I don't think that they're at that territory, but this is time to make some adjustments. This is time for, Captain Dhoni to be like, all right, I got to get to work. I'm putting an all-nighter. I got to figure this out. I do feel bad that they've had 3 early matches already. Jeez. What did I learn about the DC side? I didn't know DC because I didn't watch their first match against the Kings. I do like this squad. I have them right now at number 5. I do. I have number 5 right now in the IPL in the way I look at things, even though I believe they're number 1 in the table points. I believe that this team is not going to be able to keep the pace they're at right now. They got lucky. It was close in that super over match. This one, they outclassed CSK, and CSK is that team that's always there. This might be their best game of the entire season. And I'm not hating on them, but they're a lot better than I thought they were because I didn't really know them that well. Okay? I also learned that they can't hit a lot of 6s. They only had 2 today. They only had 2. And 6s don't give you championships in IPLs, but man, they help. Right? So I learned that DC is a really good squad. They're better than I thought they were. But I still don't know if we've seen the DC that's going to be this year. I just don't feel like what we saw today is the truth of DC. But it's definitely, they're 2-0. You're a DC fan. You're like, what? We're undefeated. Take that, right? Those are my 3 wickets. Let me know what yours are. Let me know what you saw in this match. I appreciate you checking this out. I appreciate you watching just a solo my 3 wickets. I really, really do. I will be here tomorrow morning my time for the match against SRH and KKR. I will be going for SRH because KKR is Gabe's secret love. And, my secret love got destroyed. I want his secret love to get destroyed again. So SRH all the way tomorrow. We'll see you there. It'll be a solo stream since Gabe is out of town. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, adios.